Welcome out to Kelly's on Broadway tonight. We're drinking cold beer and it feels so right. I'll meet you out on Broadway underneath Shamrock Light. We're gonna have a good time on the patio tonight. There's a party down at Kelly's on Broadway tonight. We're drinking cold beer on a champagne night. We're feeling all alone and you got no place to go. So come down here and drink a beer on Kelly's patio. Kelly's a fun place to eat and drink. 2902 Broadway.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Muddy. I'm Ashley Conrad. Joining me today, Jake Dukett with Ameren Illinois. How are you, Jake?
I'm great. How are you doing
Fantastic. Today? Thank you. So here to talk about natural gas. And we were having an interesting conversation before we got started here. So natural gas is, of course, natural. Mm-hmm. And it naturally is odorless. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay.
When we pick it up from our transmission companies, it's actually unodorized. So we add that stink to it.
Yeah.
A lot of people attributed that to rotten eggs.
Yeah.
And we get that really pungent odor to it. That way it doesn't smell like anything else, and it's very obvious what it is when we do smell it. That way people know when they got a leak going on and
absolutely
give us a call.
Detectable for sure. So we were talking about leaks around town, what people should do if they smell that gas, whether you're at home. One time I was telling you I was walking by junior high and I smelled it. And my immediate thought was, it's probably not. I won't call to bother, right?
Right.
But I did call.
Good.
Yes.
Awesome.
So we were talking about why people don't call even when they smell, and you asked me why I didn't call, right?
Yeah. So, and I think we heard a couple different reasons. So you were afraid to inconvenience us
or be wrong that maybe it wasn't natural gas.
Yeah. And honestly, that's our job.
Yeah.
Let us determine that, and we hear different reasons from I don't want to be wrong, or we had a case where they didn't call because it wasn't their property. And so the message is, it doesn't matter if it's not our property, it doesn't matter where we're at. If we smell it, make the phone call,
right,
and let us come out and investigate that. Sometimes we may not find anything, and that's okay. We rather not find anything and err on the side of caution,
right,
than not have it called and have a potential gas leak out there that's not fixed.
Right. So now what can happen with a natural gas leak? People might know, I don't. So I'm going to ask a question just to cover the bases in case maybe other people don't realize the nature of it.
So the best case scenario, natural gas is flammable. Mm-hmm. And if we contain that, if we allow it to migrate into somewhere, it can explode. So best case scenario, which isn't even good, if we leave it unattended to, then it could build up in a room and it could displace the oxygen where maybe it suffocates somebody. Wow. They could pass out from that. Worst case scenario, it can ignite. It can even cause explosions. It can cause a house to explode. It can cause a big commercial building. We see cases like that across the country, and that's typically because it's a gas leak that's not addressed.
Yeah, which is interesting. So, because you hear about it, but then like when I was walking by and I was like, somebody else will call. Right. But then you never know how much time. And then I was like, and then it got me to thinking, like, if it is a leak, how much time do I have before something could potentially go wrong? Mm-hmm. So that's why I called. Cause I was like,
sometimes we just don't know until we get there and investigate and figure out what we've got going on. Make that phone call as quick as possible and get us out there immediately, and we'll check it all out.
So now do people call Ameren? Do they call I know there's a specific phone number to call, right?
Yeah. 1-800-755-5000 is our main toll-free number, and as soon as it prompts you, hit gas leak, and it'll put you right to the top of the list, and we'll get that call answered immediately, and we'll get somebody out there. Actually, our response time is about 22 minutes that it gets somebody out there from call to time on site. Yeah. So we're pretty quick about getting out there.
You guys were really fast when I called, and I didn't know if it was because it was regarding a school. I mean, it was after school hours. Mm-hmm. We were there for a sporting event, but you guys were Johnny on the spot for sure.
Yeah. And we do that whether it's residential or school, or we treat them all the same.
Absolutely. So now you mentioned residential because, of course, you think natural gas, and of course you think the weather's getting colder. Furnaces, are they all are there a lot of them, right? A lot of them are natural gas.
Yeah. I mean, inside your house, we've got natural gas furnaces, water heaters. I mean, there is some houses that are all electric.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got a lot of natural gas appliances out there. And those appliances sat idle for, what's it been, 6-8 months now. So we're firing those up, we're closing windows up. And yeah, we're recommending everybody it's that time of year right before we fire them up, get them inspected, have your HVAC come out, whoever your technician is, and have all the appliances checked out, make sure they're operating good, the safeties are working good, proper ventilation.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. So now, are there any other ways that you can detect it just outside of your olfactory? I mean, just by smelling it, of course, but what if it's not that strong? Is it always going to be that strong? I don't know are there other ways to detect it, I guess?
And everybody's sense of smell is different,
right?
Especially this, we're talking this time of year. Another component to that is cold season, right?
Yeah.
So
my sinuses hate me right now.
Same here. And so I'm not smelling the greatest at the moment, but we do have gas detectors that you can buy for your house.
Okay.
You can put those in, if it's a multi-level house, put them on different stories of the house, put it around the utility room. So there's those gas detectors.
Are those different from carbon monoxide detectors?
Yeah.
Okay. They are different. Okay.
Yeah, they're different. And CO detectors are really good to have this time of year, or actually all year.
Yeah.
But it's good to check those. Because carbon monoxide or CO detectors, sometimes it depends on the manufacturer, but they only last like 3 to 5 years.
Oh,
so
really?
It's good to check the dates on those, make sure those are still good,
Good to
still
know.
operational. Because that's the other side of checking appliances for gas leaks and proper operation. But we can also have a lot of CO calls this time of year.
Yeah.
And that's the deadly one.
Yeah.
CO's that toxic, odorless gas, that's the one you won't wake up from.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So diligence for sure.
Yeah.
But important to note that natural gas detectors are different. Maybe others didn't know that. So aside from any other tips and tricks, we want to mention again that, if you have any concerns or you smell natural gas, that rotten egg kind of smell, to get a hold of you and the fellows at Ameren to come out and check, but also to call with any questions you might have, right? So as far as who to call, how to detect, anything about detectors or what they can do, or what potentially gives off natural gas, because maybe people don't even know if the appliance is in their home.
That could be,
yeah.
And if you think you have an issue, I mean, you can call us and we can determine what's going on. We'll send somebody out and have that checked out. But yeah, it's just, don't ever hesitate to make the call. I mean, it's the other side of it is it's free service. We don't charge for that.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we call?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of being wrong. Don't be afraid of not being sure about it. I mean, we don't charge for that. And we got staff that's on duty 24/7, 365. So we'll get there quick and we'll check it all out. We just want to make sure everybody stays safe.
Right. And don't assume someone else is going to make that call. If you smell something, say something. Right? Okay, so one more time on the phone number, and then we'll let you get out of here.
Yeah, 800-755-5000.
Okay.
I would be amiss if I didn't add one more thing.
Yeah, for sure.
At the end of the fall, we're typically scrambling to get our projects done, right? And that's one thing that we see is a source of gas leaks at the time is digging without calling in locates.
Okay, good point. Yeah.
We're seeing a little bit of an increase right now, just because, again, like I said, everybody's running to try to hurry up and get the trees planted before winter. I'm not a flower guy, but there's the flowers and the bulbs that we got to put in the fall, right?
Right.
And so there's a lot of those things we're trying to get done before winter, and it doesn't matter how big or small our projects are. Even if we're just driving a stake in the ground, we got to call 811 for that.
811.
Yep.
And they'll come out and make sure that what you're doing is safe.
Yeah. So
right?
811 that's our call before you dig number.
Yep.
And they'll come out. You got to plan ahead a little bit. It takes a couple of days to get that marked out, but that's our first line of defense to make sure all of our utilities are marked out before we do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And make sure you do that before you start any big project, because that can really screw it up, right?
Big or small.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Jakey, thank you so much. Natural gas, if you smell it, call. If you have any questions, call Ameren, call 811 before you dig. And yeah, let's have a safe and awesome fall, right?
Absolutely.
It's beautiful outside. We don't want to screw it up with anything.
It is an awesome day outside.
Yeah, love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for letting me.
Absolutely. Coming up next, Britt B and Ash C and Coffee Talk. Stay tuned.
Instant Replay is your local sports bar. With 18 big screen TVs, we have all the sports packages from college games to pro games. We offer daily drink specials, and come check out the Bullpen, our newly renovated beer garden. Instant Replay, 2739 Chestnut in Quincy.
The Liquor Booth is your home for a huge selection of beer, wine, and spirits. The Liquor Booth has 2 locations in Quincy, 3520 Broadway and 1500 North 12th Street. The Liquor Booth, where it's always happy hour.
Are you looking for the perfect venue for your next special event? Check out Utopia Event Center. Utopia has a large banquet room and an awesome bar area, perfect for anything from birthday parties to formal corporate meetings. It also offers a photo booth, stage for a DJ or a live band, and a fully stocked bar, all for only $300. Check us out at utopiaeventcenter.com or call Barn at 217-430-6559 for more information. Utopia Event Center, 900 North 12th Street in Quincy.
The Tower, a great place to meet and eat. But did you know the Tower has one of the finest drink selections in our area? Along with its incredible Mexican menu, the Tower specializes in tequilas for every taste. Names like Patron, Cabo Wabo, and Hornitos. And don't forget the margaritas. On Mondays and Tuesdays, stop by and pick up a single topping pizza and get Tower margaritas to go. Enjoy the Tower at home or in our dining room, bar area, or the Tower's signature climate-controlled porch. The Tower Pizza and Mexican in Quincy.
Welcome to the Abbey, a Quincy tradition. With 6 big screens, a new larger kitchen, and now more seating capacity, the Abbey is the place to be before, during, and after the big game. Come enjoy fan favorite appetizers, steaks, burgers, and a variety of daily food and drink specials. Can't join us? Carryout is available too. Now with a convenient drive-up window to better serve you. 1736 Spring in Quincy. Opens at 3 p.m. Tuesday through Sunday. Come join all your friends at the Abbey, a Quincy tradition.
Welcome out to Kelly's on Broadway tonight. We're drinking cold beer and it feels so right. I'll meet you out on Broadway underneath Shamrock Light. We're gonna have a good time on the patio tonight. There's a party down at Kelly's on Broadway tonight. We're drinking cold beer on a champagne night. We're feeling all alone and you got no place to go. So come down here and drink a beer on Kelly's patio. Kelly's a fun place to eat and drink. 2902 Broadway.
And welcome back. Now it's time for
Coffee Talk.
You look effing amazing.
You look beautiful.
Well, you know, let's just go ahead and we'll just say thank you to each other.
Yes.
Yes, we look amazing. So you started getting your costume out, and I immediately was like, damn it, I should have been a roundabout. And then I thought you were, but you're not. You are.
I am a stoplight study
Traffic
at
light
25th
study.
Street.
Yeah. So, and of course, those lights, are they still covered up with trash?
Yes,
bags
trash
or whatever?
bags. So that started on October 7th as the traffic light study, and it will be going on for a minimum of 90 days from that October 7th. Now, I really don't know what sticking a trash bag over it does. Lots of people said, you know, it might cause a wreck just, you know, because we're staring at the beauty. I don't know.
The
Or
beauty.
you're confused. Why is that on there?
Nobody ever stops there anyway.
Yeah, I know. That was what I was going to say. But if you want, just for education purposes, to provide feedback about the study, please contact Jay Wavering, District 6 Studies and Plans Engineer at jwavering@illinois.gov. Or you could just tell him your 25th and Broadway Street story.
Yeah.
Because
So,
it's a bad luck story.
yeah,
right?
I call it 25th and B.
Because it's a big...
Yeah. Well, and I don't even know where this, like, I don't even know. It's like lore, right? You don't stop at this stoplight. And I don't know why. I've heard it's bad luck.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't want to mess with it. I'll tell you that. If
No.
I can't figure out the origin of this story, then I'm just going to
I'm not
stick
tempting
with
fate. And also, it's a slow and go, right? So you pull up, the light stays red for maybe 0.24 seconds, and then
I mean,
goes.
if it does go a little bit longer, then you just bump into the next.
That's
person.
that's what I was gonna say. That's generally what I do anyway.
Do you have any good 25th Street light stories?
I don't know. I mean, at one time there was an officer, coming the other way, and I was like, I'm just gonna have to get a ticket if this doesn't turn green because I'm not stopping. That's about it. No, I don't have any bad luck things. I don't think, unless I'm just not remembering. I don't know.
It wasn't me that my experience came from. I've shared this on Facebook before, but I'll never forget. I was friends with a couple in high school, and they were mad at each other one night. So the boyfriend stops right on green, looks over at her, gives her the bird. And I was like, oh my God, they're doomed. But it didn't. They weren't because it was green, because they got back together that night. So it was fine.
Well, yeah, green means go.
Yeah.
So weird that he would stop even when it's not red.
Well, I think he was proving a point, saying bad luck to them.
You know what's wild?
But it's like, that's on you, boo.
Yeah. So when you posted about it, I think I was like, we don't talk about 25th and B stoplight.
Why?
It's like the Fight Club.
I think
rule number 1 about 25th and B, we don't talk about it.
No, I like to talk about curses, ghost stories, all the things, because it's
spooky season.
Halloween. Yeah. This is Halloween Eve when this airs. So you're welcome
for our fantastic costumes. But what I was going to say is there were so many people on there born and raised in Quincy who've never heard about the stoplight.
Really?
So was it just our
generation that came up with it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably. It probably happened after the levee walker. Like the levee walker was too run down, so somebody had to come up with something else.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. But I was like, even so, in the world of social media, you've never heard about the 25th and B stoplight.
Until I brought it to light.
Until you brought it back up, which is always what you're good at. We're bringing the tea or coffee with the help of EFB. Thank you so much.
You just rhyming.
Look at me go. Well, I'm a flower. I must have power. I don't know. I'm going to stop now. Okay. So,
okay.
Go ahead.
Well, do you have any ghost stories other than, I wrote down levee walker,
the only experience that I've ever had that kind of made me question like the supernatural or ghostly spirits. So we lived on 18th and Spring and my mom had all those like Hummel figurines that were like very breakable porcelain, German, whatever, knickknacks. And she had them lined across our mantle. Well, below was a brick hearth, right? So the Hummel figurine that she had was glued to a wooden fence. I was laying on the couch up on the Hummel figurine was glued to a wooden bench up on the mantle. I was laying on the couch, no like sudden movements or bangs or, shifts or whatever. And it rolled off of this wooden bench. So evidently the glue
was no longer sticking.
Right. And onto the brick hearth below, which was, I don't know, typical, 4 feet?
Yeah.
And didn't break. Didn't break at all. Not even chip paint, nothing. So that's the only thing that I'm like, that's a little...
Somebody said it there just gently.
It's not, you can't really explain it.
Yeah.
And I didn't really see it fall. I mean, I kind of, out of the corner of my eye saw like the glimpse of it once it was like almost to the ground. But I didn't really hear anything roll off or pay attention to it. So I don't know. It's like the only one unexplainable thing that I've seen with my own 2 eyes that I can't really give a reason for.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of orbs, I guess.
Really?
But then again, I don't know if that's, from what I hang out with.
But then
what?
Like
but
talking
orbs.
to Britany, right?
Yes.
It makes me kind of, I don't know, it opens my world up to a little bit more regarding spirituality and connections to other worlds. And according to her, we're all on this parallel.
We all have this ability. We just have to be in tune with it. Yeah. If you don't know what we're referring to, we are referring to Club Muddy with Britany Buckwalter.
Check it out. It's really cool.
It was a good one.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I do love spooky season. I love Halloween. I love the changing of the seasons. I love how everybody gets into it, like the honor flight. Whatever that experience is, I've not gone on it because I get really free. I'm kind of a sissy, really, when it comes to that. But people get really into it, and I think it's awesome. There's a house on, I mean, there are so many houses all over Quincy that go all out, but that one on Vermont.
Yes, that's where we always trick or treat. That area, it gets packed, but it's
they have
a good
like
experience.
They have like a whole zombie thing where you can. It's obvious they built this structure with this chain link fence and like the barbed wire and stuff just for Halloween.
Yeah,
it's outstanding. So kudos to everybody who goes all out. I just think it's outstanding.
In that whole neighborhood. But then,
Jersey, I think, is another one. So now, do you guys trick or treat? Does Mela still trick or treat?
Oh yeah,
yeah. So do my kids.
What's new to it though is I guess I never realized, like when I was trick or treating, it was always the hustle and bustle of getting to like your relative's
your
house,
family's house, yeah,
and stuff like
I hate that.
And now she's a little older. We still do that, so we go get our annual pictures, but then we hit up like the good neighborhoods, and then the adults can bring, their
Halloween
treats.
Celebratory items.
Yeah. So that's fun, and
So-
hopefully there's good weather. Like
I think it's supposed to be 60-ish.
That is so much better than snow.
Yeah, which we've had. But it always seems like it's really, really nice up until Halloween, and then the weather kind of takes a nosedive.
Yes.
Right? So now Halloween for us, it used to be when we were younger, when my kids were younger, we would do the family bounce around. But we got to the point where we're like, we're leaving the house at 5. You come to us.
Ooh, that's a
right?
good one.
So there's just an idea for the parents of younger kids, because there is nothing more aggravating than trying to get a costume and a damn car seat with a kid who doesn't want to be there, right?
Yes.
Trying to get them around to all these people who want to see your little love bugs, but by the time they get there, they hate life and they don't want to see these people anyway, right? Also, another idea, and this stems from when my grandparents were in nursing homes. Those people love, the older generation loves to see little kiddos in their costumes. So if you don't have plans, and let's say you're not, a big fan of going door to door, nursing homes are a great idea and very safe for you to go out and indoors if the weather happens to be crappy. So just another option.
Yeah,
they always
idea.
love to see the little costumed kiddos.
Yeah.
Or adults if you're Britany and I. I love it.
I feel like if we walked in there, they would probably tell us no.
No,
Like, they would just
I don't
say
think
no.
they would. They would be like,
Okay.
go for it. So what's your stance on trick-or-treating teenagers?
I think, like I thought about this. So Mayla's at that age where it's like she still wants to go.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know if getting a group of her friends together to go would be kind of hard, because then she is probably getting flack from door to door.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, do people give kids her age, mind you, she's like almost 13.
Yeah.
And wants to partake because she likes dressing up. Would parents, like at the doors, give them much flack if the parents were with them and dressing up as well? Like if a family came up to your door and they had like a sweet costume.
I hope not, because my kiddo is 14 and looks like she's 18, and she dresses up and she has no shame. She goes right up to the door. Now, granted, we go with a group of people, so she's with some younger ones, so maybe
that offsets it.
Well, they're probably like, oh, look at her being a fun teenager, bringing these younger kids, trying to help out.
Yeah, but if she did not have that, which I don't think my daughter is going to have, because like we don't really hang out with a bunch of young kids.
Come with us.
I mean, yeah, but like, does it have to be that? I mean, not that I don't want to.
No,
but you get
so
what I'm
when
saying?
the last time I trick or treated as a juvenile delinquent, we'll say, so I was like 17, and my girlfriend and I. And we all went around as triplets, and we wore just white T-shirts because we didn't have anything else, and maybe we were a little, I don't know. We were just having fun with it, and some people gave us some shit, but mostly it was like, oh, how fun! I'm glad to see you guys still out and about, enjoying the Halloween festivities.
Good,
yeah. So hopefully nobody gives anybody too much trouble over it. I think as long as they're not causing problems or damage, or give them some candy.
Yeah.
Right? Speaking of candy, that shit's expensive. Have you seen that?
Oh my gosh, I know.
I think I'm just going to start giving away dollars. It's going to be cheaper.
It probably would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the little turd-sized Snickers, they're so expensive.
$15 for a bag. I bought 4 of them for my bar parties.
Well, kudos to you.
Yeah,
so,
I only ate 3, so even more kudos to me.
Yeah,
Hi.
right. How'd your costume party or your costume contest go?
Great.
Yeah.
The
Lots
winners
of good entries.
were the people that played the Step Brothers.
It was fantastic.
It was really good. I felt for her because she had a wig on she has long hair. And
Yeah.
she really tightened it up.
Yeah, it looked
I
amazing.
had a wig on, and it was the ugliest wig you could ever.
I thought you looked amazing too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My eyebrows were connected to my eyeliner.
You really played the part.
Yes.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
You guys always do so well, including
thank you.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everybody have a safe and happy Halloween, I
Yes.
think, right? Did we have anything else to talk about? I don't know.
No, don't stop at 25th and Broadway.
Yeah, 25th and B unless you want, bad juju.
Yeah.
What I say. But be safe when you go trick-or-treating. If you want alternatives, nursing homes are always great. If you are into the spooky, check out, I know all over Facebook, there's the Honor Flight route. I'm sure they're going to be just really getting into the spirit, which I think is so cool. If you're not a chicken like me. And then, there are great neighborhoods who still get really into it. Take your kids, be safe, have fun, and hopefully the weather holds up.
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool. And I'll be interested to see what this traffic study does.
Me too. I think,
Yeah.
I don't know, how many weeks are we? I think we're three
Three-ish,
weeks in. We got a lot to go with these garbage bags. Hopefully they hold up. Are they going to have to change them?
Well, I don't know. I'd hate to see the maintenance cost on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could probably do that if they want a price break. I could change out some garbage bags.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could probably also stand out there and help the traffic at 48th and State.
I
But
was
we
about
won't
to say-
go there.
I was about to say, you might see me at 48th and State.
Yeah, I was going to say. Well, I was going to say we're not going to talk about it, but it's just too good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, on that note, I think that does it for today's
Coffee Talk.
Thank you, EFB. We appreciate you so much, and hope everyone has a happy Halloween.